Welcome everyone to this presentation of B1 iPayment from Boyum IT, our new product that we have launched this month and that we are very excited to finally be able to show you and invite you to try licenses and so on. We have developed this payment add-on together with Secure Trading, an international payment service provider, and I have Dan and Dave here with me. So one of you guys, will you just introduce Secure Trading?
Yeah, certainly. It's Dave English here from Secure Trading. As previously stated, we're an international payment provider. We offer both gateway internationally all across the globe and acquiring in Europe. We process around 11 billion transactions a year, and we work with some of the larger retailers across the world. Very excited to be working with Boyum on this project, and looking forward to seeing the demo. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dave. So yeah, this is as I told you, this is an add-on to handle payments in SAP Business One, credit card payments to be exact. And the core features of this add-on is that you're able to store and assign multiple payment cards to your customers, and you can, from within Business One, you can make batch authorizations and settlements and refunds. And this is in a fully PCI compliant way, and I'll show you how that works later on. And through Secure Trading and Boyum, it's a very easy process of signing up and becoming PCI compliant and actually getting up and running in just a few steps and very few days. So actually I don't have anything else to say before we start. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to post them. We will go through questions after. They will be answered by either David or me. And then if we're not able to answer today, we will of course get back to you as soon as we can. So now we are in Business One, and this is the configuration window for our add-on. And it's very simple, so I'll just briefly go through it. When we developed this add-on, we did aim at keeping it as simple as possible, simply because we were requested to do this with our newest add-on by partners and customers. And also our idea is to develop features as we can see the demand from you and the customers. So for now it's just a very simple configuration that I'll just go through. In the top here we put in our Secure Trading merchant account details. When you sign up for a merchant account, you get the details here that you put in. For now we have test details, so we're able to show you how it works. And when you download a trial of this product, you will also get the test account details that you need to actually try it yourself. And here we design the payment flow when we create a sales order to we pay the invoice. We can here choose when we want to be able to make an authorization. And for you who don't know what an authorization is, this is the process where before we actually settle the money taken from the credit card, we lock them on the credit card to make sure that the credit card is valid and have the amount that we need. So we lock them for 4 to 7 days. I'm not completely sure about that. And then when we do the settlement, the payment is charged. Sorry, the card is charged. So we can choose here when we want to do the authorization on which documents, and it's also possible to do several times along the way. For now, I will make it available on the sales order and the delivery, and I will enable an automatic pop-up on the sales order. So yeah, you can see that later on what that means. And here we can choose to add a markup to the amount that we authorize. For example, if we have an order where there can come extra costs along the way on the delivery freight or something like that, it might be a good idea to authorize an amount that exceeds the amount that we want to settle. So you can choose to have an extra percentage or a fixed amount. And this is not an amount that will be settled. It's not you should not confuse it with payment fees. This is just to make sure that we are able to settle the full amount that we need when we come to the invoice. And we can also allow to edit this markup amount on each document. And here we enable to make credit notes that is not linked to a settlement, and we choose which account the incoming payments will be settled into. So that's the simple configuration window. And now let's go to the business partner and see what it looks like here. Here we are on a business partner in the payment terms tab, and we have added the credit cards button. The other standard SAP stuff is not related to this add-on. We have built the credit card details in here, and I'll explain you why we've done it this way a little later. So when I click here, I get the list of the credit cards that we have linked to this business partner. For now, it's none. So now I have two ways of adding credit cards. For customers who take credit card information over the phone, they can just click Add, and we will be sent to a secure page in our default browser where we are able to put in the credit card details. And we cannot put them in directly into SAP because we are not allowed to do that. That will break the PCI compliance rules. We need to put the card details in on secure trading's secure sites, secure payment sites. We can also invite the customer to put in their own card details if we don't want to take credit card information over the phone. For example, that's not a practice we use here in Denmark. Then we click here and copy the link to this payment page to our clipboard, and then we're able to email it to the customer and enable him to put in his own credit card details. When he has done that, then we will see the credit card here in the window. But for now, we'll just try to do this ourselves. And now we're told that we must fill out the credit card details in the browser. So we go in, select Visa, type in a dummy credit card number and an expiration date and a security code, and submit it. And now we can see that a card has successfully been submitted. So if we click OK here and reopen the window, then we look into Secure Trading's payment sites and find this card. And we can see it here, and of course we can only see a masked version of all the information that we're not allowed to see. And in that way we ensure that we obey all PCI compliance rules, and it's really the safest way to handle this credit card information. Nothing is stored on your own database or servers or anything. So now we are asked if we want to use credit card as a default payment. We only ask this as we add the first credit card to a business partner. And if we click yes, then all future sales orders will be settled by credit card. And if we click no, of course, it will be the normal payment method that we were using before. And we can also choose this on each document. So let's click yes, and close the window, and then we update the window here. And now we can see in payment run that this use credit card as default payment has been set to yes. So now let's try and do an actual order. The delivery date. Let's sell some B1 up. And we might need to put a barcode on. And that should be it. And if we go back now to the configuration window, where did I hide that? It was here. Then we can see that I asked for the pop-up window after the sales order. So let's see what happens when I click Add. Okay, sure enough. When I click Add, then we get the credit card authorization. So now we can see we have an open document total here, and we wanted to do a 5% markup to this authorization, which is added on top, and then we have the total amount required authorization here. That amount is automatically copied to the default card that we have on this business partner. On this business partner we only have one credit card. If we had registered more credit cards, we would be able to split this amount between the credit cards, for example if the amount exceeds the credit card limits. And we can also choose right now only to authorize part of the amount, Then we are prompted to make sure that was intended, and also if we try to authorize an amount that exceeds the amount we want to authorize, it's just not possible. So for now, let's just authorize the full amount. That probably will be what we need to do in most cases, and click authorize. Then we can see authorization successfully done. And if we want some more details on this authorization, we can go back to the sales order, right click, and find the credit card log. Here we can see all details that we can retrieve from the secure trading system on each authorization and settlement on each document. We can see which type of cards, the amount we authorized, and so on and so on. Very good. So let's try and copy this to a delivery. And click Add. Very good. Okay, so now we have the delivery. And as you saw, then we didn't select the auto pop-up to come up here, so we didn't get it, but we are still able to go into authorize mode. So if I go here to authorization, we can still see this window. This will only be accessible from the sales order and delivery because we chose it here in the configuration. But we have authorized the full amount, so we can go ahead and close that and copy this to an invoice. We need an exempt here. There we go. And as we have added this invoice now, we have an amount that we need to settle. So now we go into banking, and then we've created the menu here in credit card processing. Here we have some batch options. Actually, we can also do batch authorizations. If we don't want to do the manual authorization that we just did, if we know that for most cases we actually just want to authorize the full amount on each credit card, on the default credit card on the business partner, then we can leave this pop-up out of the flow, and in the end of each day we can go to the batch authorization and do all authorizations of the day in one go. And also we have the batch settlement. That's what I want to show you now. We split this between documents, so now we go to the AR invoice, and here we can see the invoice that we need to settle. And also we are able to, of course, select all invoices that we want to settle and do it in one go. We can either choose to settle today or settle on the due date if the due date is in the future. This one is today, so we'll just select it and settle today and click settle. There we go. Do I have the invoice here? Then I should be able to see the credit card log here. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, I will need to take a look at that later on. But now we have settled the invoice, and now we are in the place where we need to create an incoming payments, and we actually are launching a version 2 of this very soon. So I'll not be able to show you this now. I cannot also show you with only test data because we need to have something from the bank to create payments from. But we have created a semi-automatic process for this. What happens when an amount is settled from the credit card is that it goes into a secure trading system, and each day you will receive a payment from secure trading with all transactions from 3 or 4 business days before in a batch. And the only thing you need to do here in SAP is to download log files from secure trading and then match them up to the payments going into your bank and click OK, and then automatically all the transactions will be made, will be settled into incoming payments and balanced out. And I'm looking forward to show you that process as soon as we have launched the version 2 of this add-on. And of course, it works the same way with refunds. If you create a credit note, then for all credit notes, they will be shown here in the batch refund. I don't have any settlements now, any refunds now to do. So if you create a credit note, then you can do a batch refund. And the last window we have here is credit card expiration. In order to make sure that all your customers have valid credit cards, you can do a check on all of them in one go to see if we have anyone who's about to expire. You can choose which date you want to check on here and click search. And then you can see we have one customer with a credit card that's about to expire. So then you have the option of mailing the customer that he needs to put in new credit card details and send him the link that I showed you before. So that's basically it. I don't know if you have anything to add, Dave, some details on how the payment stuff works from your side.
No, I think you've covered most of it. Essentially, it's the card transaction is the card data is being entered into the SAP system, which is our gateway, is Secure Trading's gateway. The money is then moved by an acquirer from the person who is purchasing the goods or paying the invoice into your bank account. So again, as I said previously, Secure Trading offer gateway and acquiring, so the whole chain of the payment flow. So, but it's a fairly straightforward process from our end.
Okay, very good. I can see, let's go to the questions now. I can see you already received some questions along the way. The first question, does the iPayment application have to be used through Secure Trading, or can it be used directly through an authorized .NET or CyberSource? We developed this together with Secure Trading on their API, and as they are an international provider, they have acquirers in all countries. So it works with Secure Trading. And I don't know, Dave, if you can elaborate a little on this.
Yeah. So authorized.NET CyberSource etc. is a US, well, typically a US gateway. Secure Trading offer exactly the same service as authorized or CyberSource. We would then just connect to whoever your existing acquirer was in the US. So Secure Trading, we offer our own acquiring in Europe, but when you move to the US, we connect to 19 different acquirers in the US. So we would replace authorized as a gateway and work with your existing bank.
Very good. I hope that was the answer for the question. Otherwise, just let us know. And then we have another question. You mentioned iPayments is PCI compliant, but is the application also PA DSS certified? If certified, what version of certification? 2.0, 3.0? Dave, can you help me out here?
I will have to get back to you on that question.
Okay.
I'm not sure what version it is.
I
can get back to you on that.
Yeah, we will get back to you on this. We, of course, write these questions down and have them answered for you after. Does Secure Trading handle level 2 or level 3 data transmission?
No, we don't. So I assume when you ask that question, you mean passing product information across via the transaction as well. So we're not level 2 or 3 in that sense. So not at the moment. It is on our roadmap to offer, but additional product information isn't passed, if that's what the question's asking.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Do we have any other questions? How does the application handle AVS checking and soft declines?
So I guess that's directed at Secure Trading again. So AVS checks are handled as the authorization and the card is sent across to us via us. So we basically check along with other things to make sure that card is registered at that particular address. If it's not, then we have an option to decline it. and actually you can configure that within the back end of your secure trading setting to say, yes, we want to decline all the AVS fails, or we want to accept AVS. Because often, particularly in businesses, it might be someone on the reception who is using a CEO's card and maybe putting the wrong address in. So more often than not in B2B, you often get more AVS failures than you would in a B2C world. So we handle AVS, we can either have it switched on or switched off. I hope that answers the question.
Very good. Do we have any more questions? Yeah, we have one more question here.
So I think another secure trading question there.
Yeah. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
Well, no, you go if you...
The question we are answering right now is, how does iPayment handle increases in the document total after the authorization? Do you authorize the increase amount or reauthorize the whole again? We authorize the amount that goes, the extra amount, make a new authorization for that, and then settle the two amounts. And later on, that will be one of the things that probably will be configurable in the configuration window, how to handle when sales orders are split into several deliveries and so on. Oh, we got a question for that now. Yeah, then we have actually a flow for that. I can tell you how it works in basics now, but I think I'll need to get back to you in details. If we do a split delivery, then we settle we settle the amount, the one amount on the first authorization, and then we make a new authorization for the other amount to settle. I think I will need to get back to you on the details on this. Any more questions? No, at the moment we cannot void an open authorization. It will run out after, Dave, is it 4 days?
It's currently 7, but it's changing to 4.
Okay, it's changing to 4.
In line with Visa and MasterCard requirements.
Yeah, and at the moment in the first version we don't have the option of voiding an authorization, but it's in the roadmap. Any more questions? And also we will be happy to arrange advanced demos of this for you and your customers, where we can go through more details. But if we have no more questions, I would like to thank you very much for attending this demo and for getting the first sight on what we have developed here. And I will make sure that you will get news later on when we release new versions and add new features. So thanks a lot for joining, and thank you, Dave and Dan, for also helping out here. So now I'll end this session.
Thanks, Rasmus.